Hi, and welcome to another pick a card. So we're going to have three different piles. The message is going to be a relationship with yourself message. Now, initially, I really thought that it was going to be some love relationship, perhaps like with a significant other, intimate type of relationship. However, what Spirit is bringing to me is more of a thinking or an overall thinking of what is your relationship with yourself so that you can betterment of your relationship with others that are on the outside of you. So first validate yourself as a person versus outside validation with other people. So that's the message that Spirit is wanting to bring in, and we're just going to dive right into it instead of saying that it's other people or anything like that. It's going to be more of what is your relationship with yourself and what is the betterment of that. So we have three different piles. We have the gold candle, we have the red candle, and we have the purple, I was going to say pen, purple candle. And use your intuition to pick these, and I'll see you in your piles. Hi, pile number one, you have chosen the gold candle, and these are your cards. So the first card is actually an archetype card. So you get to know the type of person you are or what you're seeking for. I'm actually hearing strength in yourself, actually. So we're going to take a look at that. And then we're going to go over, I'm not familiar with the cards, so we're going to take a look at the book for a little bit. So, Fatalis. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm seeing this right. That is so interesting because the first message that I got that went into my mind is like taking risk. Like a taking risk. So you might be a risk taker, and the type of risk that you take could be like all or nothing is what I'm getting. Very interesting because there are people here and it looks like there are supporters. So whether or not you realize it is that perhaps that you do take risk, and that you don't realize that you have supporters here and they are completely supporting you in the risks that you're taking in situations, or perhaps maybe in your relationships, or perhaps in yourself, actually, is that you are naturally a risk taker and you just don't realize it because she does have the blindfolds, and she just probably maybe some Taurus energy, just head on, just let's go, I'm just gonna take it. And you just have trust in yourself that you have the people that are here that is supporting you, or perhaps you don't even know that you have the people that are supporting you. So first of all, before we go into that, I'm going to take a look at the book and see what we can find from that. Oh, I found it right away. So this is the Fatalis. I think I'm saying it right. The attribute is the Fatalis brings the gift of acceptance when you are thrown into despair by the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and cannot find the irony and humor amidst the chaos. When you are in danger of losing your balance and fear you are about to fall, the Fatalis will teach you how best to ride the wheel of fortune with dignity. So the persona, which would be trust the sense of balance and maintain her integrity, stepping straight and true, the Fatalis accepts the path beneath her feet. She understands the time grindstone turns without mercy, bringing instability on the back of unpredictability, and it doesn't faze her. So very interesting because it is taking risk. It is having trust, basically. And yes, the support, the wheel of fortune that you know that it's going to be there. I like that. So that's a really nice person. It kind of reminds me of myself too. Sometimes I just go straight on. But it also gives me a little bit of Taurus energy too, because, you know, it's the bullheaded, you go for it, that sort of energy. We're going to go with this physical activity. Here we go. A little bit of physical activity. New beginnings. Oh, what I'm getting from physical activity is, since we are talking about relationships and relationship with yourself, you know, perhaps you're the type of person that really likes to get physical, and maybe intimacy is really important for you. And sometimes in that sense is that what I'm getting is you kind of go head on into relationships and intimacy. It's really important for you, and that's probably your love language, and you just go straight into it, right? New beginnings, I feel like in this sense is that taking risk, or, you know, like understanding that things are gonna be okay because you do have the support. Perhaps this is taking a turn in realizing that perhaps in intimate relationships, you know, you're taking a step back. So it's, you know, taking a new beginning in perspective, perhaps. Let's go with this. I think there was like, oh, interesting. We have the mystery. So we have teach. Let's see, you're going to see we have mystery. Mystery, whenever the mystery card comes up for me, it really indicates that it's a part of spirit is kind of leaving that outside, kind of like the high priestess card, where it's a secret. It's like, well, spirit doesn't want you to know this part right now. We have expansion. And I feel expansion goes really well with new beginnings here. Maybe I should just put that there. And then we have speak your truth. So I'm going to do that. And then we have two of the butterfly cards, which is affirmation cards. So I'm going to tell you, I am strong enough to face every issue in my life with courage and trust. Oh, I love that. I feel like this belongs right here, because it's understanding that you're going to be able to face any issue in your life with courage and trust. So this is the relationship that you have with yourself. And new beginnings, I'll put it under here. Nothing is impossible for the heart. Love will always find a way. So new beginnings. So perhaps maybe with a relationship with yourself, maybe you're trying to find love. Perhaps that it's come to a point where it's like, well, you know, I don't know if this relationship is for me. I don't understand what's going on, and you know, maybe I won't be able to, maybe it's too late, maybe I can't find love anymore. But this is where a new leaf is turning over, and that nothing is impossible for your heart. You will be able to find the love. And that's where you have the relationship with yourself. We have your persona here, and it's understanding that the wheel of fortune is here. The wheels are turning. You have the support here. It's taking risks. That's part of your personality. How can you utilize part of your personality, see different perspectives, and integrate it into how you're gonna be able to have a new beginning, right? There is a part that is not going to tell you when. Perhaps you're trying to find out, well, when am I going to find that new person? When am I going to, get that relationship? We got physical activity, we got new beginnings here, so maybe it's like taking a step back, that maybe physical activity isn't everything. Perhaps it is something that you're, love language and everything, but perhaps this is something that you're learning. We have teach, we have expansion, we also have speak your truth. So perhaps it's also getting intimacy. It's about perhaps being more open in regards to intimacy. That's what I'm getting. It's speaking about intimacy. And we have expansion here, so perhaps it's different ways of intimacy. Maybe it's not just physical intimacy. It could be emotional intimacy too. And that speaks a lot, actually. I am going to... Oh, look, we have Page of Wands, which is, fire, creativity. We also have the Chariot, which is... All right, I am back. So I'm going to pull some cards and I'm going to ask Spirit, what is your advice here? What is pile number 1 advice here? What is pile 1's advice? All right, hold on. Let's see. What is Spirit team for the high school? Oh my gosh. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I'm getting full circle with this. This one. Full circle. What comes around? What comes around? Oh, we have victory too. Ace of Swords. That's also good too. And Page of Pentacles. So here, actually, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like what you're looking for is actually coming towards you. And you probably don't know it. As I feel like some of you have been doing the work. You have been doing some inner work in regarding yourselves. So you're, tapping into your shadow self and you're understanding yourself a little bit more in regards to the relationship with yourself, your personality, and how it affects other people on the outside, right? Because we do have teach right here. And so perhaps it's something that you are teaching yourself, or you're learning. Perhaps you're going to teach other people. We'll see. But this is something that is coming to full circles in regards to you. I'm also getting the keywords like time frame, mind frame. So it's the frame of mind that you have, the mindset that you have with yourself. And we have victory here, and it's right smack in the middle. I just feel like Spirit's message to you is that I feel like it's a message. I don't think that there is anything else aside from mystery, and perhaps time frame could be a thing. Maybe it's a mystery, perhaps in the time frame of when, what you're looking for in a relationship, or who is coming into, you with yourself in a relationship, who's coming in the relationship, when is it going to happen. That's a mystery. That will come, but you just don't know when. And you do have luck in this. I feel like you're trying to get yourself stable. We have the Page of Pentacles here, first and foremost, before you actually dive right in. So perhaps it's like you understand that you have the support here. I'm back again. You're understanding that you do have the support here. Spirit is trying to say that, they understand you're trying to get yourself stable. You're trying to get yourself financially stable too. It seems right here, you're learning. We have teach. We have, she's also holding a book. So it's the beginning stages. It seems like it's the beginning stages, but overall, the main energy is that there is going to be victory within this. There are mysteries in here that Spirit is, perhaps a surprise, and it'll just come without you knowing. But that is the message that I have for you, pile number 1. I'll see you in another pile if you feel called to the other 2 piles. Otherwise, thank you for being here. I appreciate any likes, and especially if you like the style of reading that I do. And if you are new to my channel, you can also subscribe so that you won't miss any other reading that I have for you. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading. Bye. All right, so for pile number 2, we have the red candle, and I do have the pre-shuffle cards. I first wanted to mention that if you have missed the beginning of the video, you can go ahead and watch it, or if not, we can continue on. Just wanted to let you know that for this reading, particularly Spirit wanted to focus on the relationship with yourself. And although this reading was really meant to talk about relationships, whether it's work relationships, love relationships, it's focused on the relationship that you have within yourself, to internally validate yourself and know yourself a little bit more, so that you can see yourself from a different perspectives, or even see the perspective that Spirit has in store for you, how Spirit is seeing you, especially at your higher self level, and that you've been doing particularly different types of works on yourself, so that you'd be able to see how it affects when it comes to your outside relationships with other people, the external validation. So anyway, let's get into it. Now we're going to go over the first card, which will indicate the archetype or your persona of yourself. So we have the Arbiter, Arbuter. Okay, I think I said that right. And this really reminds me of, I think it was Justice, where it's basically weighing the options. It's justice. It's swords reminds me of communication, of course. And then, of course, it's in their blindfold. This is really interesting because the first pile also had the blindfold on. So to me, intuitively, I'm also drawn to her hip for some reason. Just maybe this is not for everybody, but perhaps if you're having some hip problems, this could be for you. It's just drawing me into the hips, and I'm just kind of hearing like if and it could be a confirmation, is that if you are having some hip problems, then this is confirmation that this is your pile. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna get a little bit more info from your other cards. We also have intuition here, and then we also have healing. And notice the numbers, it's 22, so they're double numbers. 22, we also have 66. I mean, you can say 4 if you add that together. 12 equals to 3. Really 2 backwards. What I'm getting from that is maybe the persona that you have would, when I combine that with intuition, that kind of brings me to a point where perhaps you're the type of person that kind of sees through people. You also, I can say, you could be judgmental, or and that's the, I just want to clarify this, is that the unhealed version, or the part of you that can be judgmental, but the healed version, or rather the person that can see the different perspectives of things, is that you are able to see through people, and you can make judgments, but then you make judgments intuitively, right, on the energy, or how your intuition is perceiving the energy or the person, right? And we have healing, so it's very possible that this is an aspect of yourself that you are healing, or this is an aspect of yourself that you are able to see in a different light. Yeah, Spirit saying yes on that. We have unique gifts. So pile 2, you might very well have intuitive gifts and unique gifts here. We have also release, which is, I'm just going to move this right here. So perhaps there's some things, I feel like when the release card came in and just kind of combined with the healing and the unique gifts, there's possibility that there's a lot of shadow work that and trauma. I want to say trauma, emotional trauma that you have been healing and doing. So, and then we also have birth. And I want to put this under unique gifts is what I'm being called to, because it's very possible that because of the healing that you have been doing on yourself, there is unique gifts that are coming out, or there's new things that are coming out, and you're realizing some of the gifts that you have. And then we have surrender. I'm going to put this under release, which is very interesting because we all know, I don't want to say we all know, but it's understanding that when you surrender, when you release and you surrender, sometimes when it comes to the universe, you realize that you're able to manifest better. You're able to understand that you're working with the universe a lot more in divine timing. It's also, I'm getting also that when you release and surrender, more of your gifts will be coming out, coming in, or it's gonna start developing a lot more and a lot faster. And for pile number 2, 3 of the affirmation cards came out. So even when things aren't perfect or don't seem to be working out, I choose to trust in life. And that could very well be the judgment part of your persona. I'm actually going to read the archetype out of the book. So every dark night must turn into a bright new morning. I believe I talked about the shadow work, and this most likely would confirm it, as far as you've been through a lot, and just releasing that that work. I believe it's just. And we have the door that closes for me. You see that is the wrong door. The door that opens for me is the right door. So as part of manifesting again, right, is that understanding that not everything will be perfect. It's sometimes we might make decisions and then we think it's something that we want. Well, it's definitely something that we want, especially if we're going for it. However, sometimes with divine timing or with the divine, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it's like, well, that's not actually what's in store for you, or that's not the road actually. And there's spirit that is working behind the scenes that are helping you to manifest. And so it might not exactly happen the way that you expected it to be. It's like, okay, I'm going to get this job, I'm going to get this relationship, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. This knight in shining armor is going to come while I'm working out in the gym, something like that. Anyway, it doesn't work out that way. It might happen while you're least expecting it. Right. So we are going to go on the arbiter. Arbiter. Anyway. Oh, here you go. Let me see. Oh no. Here we go. Arbiter. So attribute, the arbiter is even-handed. When we accept her help, we accept the concept of fairness and good sense. She is the opposite of impulsive, and her weighing of any situation makes us better able to decide between short and long-term gain. In trusting her measured approach, we find it easier to separate our wants from our needs and our cravings from our necessities. Persona. She is incorruptible and astute, and the quality of her mercy is not strained. The arbiter may be required to make judgments, but she is not judgmental. Here you go. That's where the judgmental comes from. And her decisions are never swayed by personal gain, blind to influence, bribery, and intimidation. The scales of equality she holds aloof separate the honorable from the dishonest and the pertinent from the trite. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I did talk about, as far as a persona or part of personality within you might be able to, that the part of you are able to, you see people for who they are and read the energy, and that way you can make judgments, or decisions, not judgments. You can make a decision that technically would be a judgment, but then it would be a judgment based on energy and not just judgment on the external, if that makes sense. So your perception is actually getting better as far as intuition goes. So overall, what I see within this pile is that you in your spiritual journey, although it seems like this type of energy where maybe perhaps you might be a perfectionist. We get here even when things aren't perfect, right? So you are doing the work. You have been through, certain things, but you do have, which you are definitely healing, and you are releasing them. And so to be able to manifest what you want as far as relationships go, or maybe it's even work relationship. I feel like this might be even work relationships or interpersonal relationships that you have been. I feel like maybe this pile may have already been in a relationship or are in a relationship. It could be more of like interpersonal relationships, work relationships, because this is not just has to do with romance, but perhaps this is something that you are working on, and understanding that, understanding energy, understanding your intuition, understanding that when you release all these things, as far as your shadow work, release judgment too, and you make decisions based on energy, because you can see through things, because you use your intuition and look at people through energy and feel the energy, that your gifts are growing, and exponentially growing actually, and you're manifesting too. I am going to choose this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull some cards just to basically ask Spirit, what guidance do you have for pile number 2? Spirit, what guidance for the highest good? What message do you have for the highest good for pile number 2? Oh, we have the moon here. Just going to put that here. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to leave that so that one fell. Oh, look. We have Judgment. Oh my gosh. We have King of Pentacles. Oh, okay, I'm just going to leave that. Can you see that? King of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. We have endings. 10 of Swords. And then we have 3 of Cups. So we have endings. So, okay. So a few of you, the story that's coming up from in regards to this is that the type of person that you are, as I've mentioned about the Judgment, we have a double confirmation here. We have 10 of Swords, which indicates releasing and surrendering, right? And having some endings. 10 of Swords is, it's like you've been through it. It's swords on your back, 10 of them, and it's hard. And interpersonal relationships, we did talk about that. 3 of Cups can indicate people, relationships with other people in interpersonal, could be workplace, friendship, that sort of thing. And that's something that you long for. This is something that you are having to heal around. And King of Pentacles just tells me that perhaps you're just the type of person that gives a lot, and you feel like you give a lot. And perhaps this is something that you struggled with, because perhaps maybe despite your intuition that you have in regards to people, right? And perhaps maybe you may be a little bit, as far as like making decisions or making judgments based on people, right? Perhaps while you're healing that, or you've been through a lot regarding interpersonal relationships, you've been through a lot in how you deal with people. And because you've been giving a lot, it's the external validation that you're trying to get from other people, when very well you should be giving internal validation to yourself, that you understand that you have been through a lot, you are giving a lot, but you need to validate yourself. So the message here is that Spirit does see you. They understand what you have been through, and that what you really want is it's like harmony with people, with other people, to gain acknowledgement or recognition from other people. I don't see like Six of Pentacles here, but then it almost feels like that. It's kind of like the harmony of the give and take, or getting something back from. But the whole point to this is understanding yourself and acknowledging yourself, and that is what is going to come back to you, is that you're going to understand that, and you're going to receive that back. And it actually might be in a different way. We have the moon here, and this is something that maybe perhaps you don't see. You don't see this. And that's what the moon is indicating. I'm just going to pull one more card from the angel deck. I feel called to. I feel like there's more to this, perhaps. What other message, closing message, do we have for pile number 2 in regards to their advice? Just gonna maybe, okay, fine, I'll take the 3. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just gonna take care of that. So we have the 7 of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. And then we also have Knight of Air. So this is like 7 of Wands is like defending, standing your ground, defending yourself. That's what it is. Knight of Air, it would be Knight of Swords. Events that occur with great speed, take time to carefully review your opinions, creative solutions. So this kind of, it really confirms the story that is being given within this pile. Perhaps with your judgments, or with you intuitively making decisions, perhaps it's like, no, I understand. You can see through people's maybe malicious intent, or perhaps people have manipulated you in your interpersonal relationships, and you had to defend yourself, right? And you had to, this Knight of Aries communication, you had to make decisions. And this one, well, this is more of like taking a time before you actually make a decision. And then we have another 7 here, so 2 7s here. Maybe you've been seeing 777. 7 of Water, so 7 of Cups, a complex decision, the need to do research, so stop procrastinating. So this perhaps is also coming across, as far as we have birth here, and we talked about manifestation. So perhaps there's something that you wanted to give birth to. Maybe there's something that you wanted to manifest. So it's using what you learn in regards to knowing yourself, what traumas you have had and that you had to heal, and then what you had to let go in order to manifest and bring forth of what you actually want. And you have to start making decisions, but making decisions based on the healed version of yourself, because now that you know yourself, it's like self-mastery, right? You know yourself. That's the best way to explain it. And then taking that and then utilizing what you learned through the experiences that you had and making the right decisions or making the best decisions based on your intuition. And then you're going to be making better decisions from now on. I can kind of feel like, it's like, well, that doesn't really give me in a definite answers to like, am I going to get what I want? Or it will come. It's giving birth. It's just we don't have a time, and time is infinite, right? And I understand that. In my perspective, sometimes I feel like I'm getting older. I'm trying to manifest something too, and it's like, am I gonna be able to manifest that when I'm getting older? Like, I see myself getting older, so I resonate with this pile too. So my pile number 2s, I get you. But that is what I have for you. And if you are called to other piles in this reading, you are welcome to go ahead and watch that. Otherwise, please like, share, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe, especially if you like my content, so that you are notified of any other readings that are coming up. And I'm definitely going to be making more of these readings. And otherwise, I love you, and I want you to have a wonderful day, and I hope this definitely helped you. Bye. All right, so we have come across pile number 3. So my pile number 3s, hi and welcome. If you haven't been to the beginning of the video, I suggest you go to it. If not, then you can continue on, but it's just basically explaining in regards to this reading, which is more focused on yourself. It's really meant for the relationships that you have externally with other people, whether it's interpersonal or whether it's romantic. But this is more of like an introspection, knowing yourself. It's Spirit's way of saying, okay, this is you, and this is how you're projecting yourself out. What are the things that are about you that is being projected into outside relationships? And that's the correlation and the junction in regards to the relationship that you have with other people, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna start off with the first card here. It's already pre-shuffled, and you chose the purple candle. I get intuition with purple, of course, and I'm getting from Spirit that sometimes perhaps you doubt yourself in regards to your intuitive nudges when it comes to other people, maybe perhaps in relationships. And we're going to go over the first card, and this is usually the archetype card and personal card. So we have, ooh, look at the bird. Poet. The bird also reminds me of a communication too. Poet is a form of communication. It is a creative expression and form of communication. Bird just tells me communications. It could be how you communicate with yourself. It could be how you communicate with other people, or it could be perhaps a communication between yourself and others. And then we're going to go over Poet here. Okay, so we have the attribute. The poet lets his imagination run free. His words concentrate and distill, making visible the ethereal, bringing focus to beauty and inviting us to pause and consider. An elegant romantic, he merges rich experience with the unexpected, synthesizing the essence of every moment. making the world more vibrant. His words help you filter through your thoughts and feelings in order to reveal your most noble self. Persona. The poet is a tower repeatedly struck by lightning. Oh my gosh, is this their tower moment? Icarus slung from his battlements to fall or fly. I kind of noticed that too. He is a distiller of word and image, a lyricist and champion of higher ideals, beautifully wrapped in string and rice paper. I'm gonna go here and up to there. The poet will never let anything become ordinary, and through his eyes you will see the greatest of spiral galaxies set within the smallest of seashells. He is searching for the quiet truths, fiercely hacking away at the tarmac and the weeds, attempting to reveal the peace hidden beneath the city's sidewalks. This already, just information by itself, just brings in the poet, you know. Very creative, so you might be a very creative person. I'm getting, it's very possible that, that's interesting. I'm getting within your past lives, it probably, if you believe in past lives, I'm picking up that perhaps there's been difficulty in communicating in your past life. Okay, so and I'm also getting like if there has been like any marks like around your neck, it could be birthmarks or any type of marks that just have been there since birth. That probably could be an indicator of your past life, right? So communication is like super huge for you. You might also want to check out your Chiron, where that is, because Chiron is talks about in astrology. I'm having a brain fart right now. It talks about the difficulties or what you struggle with for Chiron. Okay, hold on. I am missing my coffee. I need to drink something. All right, I'm back. So we're gonna continue. Also, this pile also had a lot of these cards. These are my favorite cards, actually. Soul Tree Oracle, I believe. If anybody's interested in the type of cards that I am using, I can post them below. Or you can comment, and maybe perhaps in the future videos I can post them. We have Completion. I was talking about past lives, actually. So that's what I was picking up, was past lives. We have a 9 and we have a 5 here. That would be 14, and then it would add up to like a 5. So change. Oh gosh, change. Change. Number 5, numerically, indicates change. You can also look up like 955 or 559 or 595. I usually, when it comes to angel numbers, that was one of the ways that I communicated with spirit, especially. I still do. And I would Google that. Oh yeah, I'm just going to tell you now. I would Google that, and I would actually look up, Joanne Scribes is one of the angel numbers, a website that I would do. Excuse me. And that was my way of confirmation. Sometimes, usually, like when I'm thinking of something, or when I'm driving, is normally when I would come up with these numbers or come across these numbers. And it's really funny because at one point it would just be like 777, 666, or 555. It became really intricate as I was being more open and synchronized with spirit. And so sometimes I would have like the other numbers, like 365 or 359, and then the next card that would come up would be like 5 it would be like the same numbers, but then it would interchange, and that would be confirmation that yes, that's the number that I should look up. And since I'm driving, I would open up the calculator part, I would type in the numbers, and then I would take a screenshot of that, and then when I had the time, I would look back to it, and then I would read up on Joanne Scribe's website and find out that the message that was in there for me. So something that you may do, especially if you drive long periods, or if you're driving and you're asking Spirit, can I get a message from you? And that's something that you want to do, you can do that. But yeah, past lives is coming up. We have change, we have completion, and the numbers come up to number 5, which is a double confirmation for change. Something with angel numbers. So perhaps this is something that you are trying to get synchronized with. And then we have this. You have 1. I think the other piles had 2 or 3. I choose, this is an affirmation, I choose to live with courage. I do not allow others to intimidate me. I stand my ground. I never give up. Okay. This I'm picking up like this probably has to do with your creative endeavor. Perhaps there's something that you actually want to do, and it's you're not going to give up. You're not going to let other people you ruin what you have or what you want for yourself. Right, see, here we go. We have belief, right? Believe in yourself. Belief, intuition. I'm going to put that right underneath, because the intuition card is just meaning that you are intuitive. This is, if you're wondering if you're intuitive or not, you are. And we have the purple here. We have completion. That's purple. So perhaps you've been doing the work, and it's like, am I intuitive? Yes, you are. Just be. Just to come up, you don't have to try so hard. You are a natural psychic. You are naturally intuitive. I mean, everybody is intuitive in their own way, and everybody, I think in a past video that I had, actually I talked about the levels that Spirit actually talked about, and it was really interesting because I haven't come across the different levels of the clairs. I was given the message that there's different levels of the clairs, and it's not a thing that like an egoic part, like it's like, oh, I'm level 3, or I'm level 3000. It's not that. It's just Spirit saying that this is something that you can improve on. This is something that you can make yourself work. It's nothing. I'm picking up this. It's also nothing to be ashamed of for some reason. And this probably could very well be here. This message: I choose to live with courage. I do not allow others to intimidate me. So some people might not even believe in what you do, or might not even believe in the creative things that you want to do, or your creative endeavor. You just have to be yourself in regards to that. We also have break free. So here, I'm going to put this under here because break free just reminds me of the Poet card. So it's breaking free of, I can only think of like the break free of the Matrix. Break free of society's expectations, or maybe perhaps it's other people's expectations, or the norm, society's norm, what people think is normal. It's like creating your own path. And then we also have patience. It's good. We have just be, and we have patience here, break free. So it's having patience with yourself in regards to what you want to do, what you're trying to do for yourself. It's also believing in the things that you're creating. for yourself. Again, the whole past life thing, it's probably difficulty with communicating or difficulty with a form of communication that you have. So perhaps maybe a way of your way of communicating could actually be through creative arts. It could be drawing, it could be imagery, it could be being an actual poet. You're doing poems, things like that. Maybe it also could be blogs, writing things down, writing a book, and it might not necessarily be verbal communication, because perhaps that's something in your past life that has been difficult for you, and so in this lifetime you've actually bypassed that and just did other forms of communication another way. So that's that. How does this relate to relationships? A lot, because then communication is very important in relationships, right? You don't have communication, then there really isn't, I want to say there really isn't any relationship. Oh, well, for some people may say, well, what if you're deaf? What if you're mute? There's different ways of communicating. Thus, the past life, right? So if you've had past life trauma that had to do with communication, say that maybe you have a hard time hearing. Maybe you can't hear me right now, but then you have the captions on, right? That's another way. You can see there's always ways that's animals are able to communicate in different ways, vibrations, frequencies. There's different ways. And then intuition is another form of communication. Communication with spirit, communication with your higher self. That is forms of communication. Communication with the deities or God, whatever you believe in, the universe. What do? Pray. That's a form of communication, right? So y'all can't tell me that there's no communication, whatever, right? So I think I'm running around on that. All right, so we're gonna go over, and I feel like I'm gonna use these cards. I'm gonna use the angel deck. Actually, they're both angel decks. It's just different angel decks that we have. In regards to what is Spirit's guidance for pile number 3 for the highest good. Spirit for the highest good. What is your guidance for pile number 3? What message do you have? And what guidance do you have? What message guidance do you have for pile number 3 for the highest good? Spirit, what message guidance do you have? We have 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna just take 3. And that came out. We have the King of Earth would be the King of Pentacles. Generous, professional, responsible, and practical. It's successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. And this very much well could be something that has to do with communication that could actually turn into something tangible, which would be money, a career, perhaps. Maybe that's something that you're looking to do. We have strength. So this is the strength card in tarot. Great inner strength. We have number 11 too. Great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. So this very much could be a what I'm actually picking up is judgments to yourself, actually. And this could be something that you could harshly be judgmental of yourself or have high expectations of yourself because of the way you communicate. Or maybe perhaps you not believing yourself in the way you communicate because of the difficulty of communicating in societal norms, perhaps. And so you found a way to communicate differently, but it's unique and you need to find a strength in that. And then we have Two of Fire, which Two of Wands. So perhaps it's see, it says you've come into your own new partnerships or contracts, continue to move forward. It's like choosing between endeavors or two different paths. It could be that you're trying to make a decision into what you're going to do in regards to communication. And this very much well could be something that you're it's coming forth because it's something tangible that you could get into, because it could be a career opportunity. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That very much, I feel, is probably what Spirit is saying, is that you need to back off on the judgment to yourself. That way you would be able to make decision or make a good judgment decision, because you're judging yourself too harshly because of societal norms. Or you think maybe the offers that you're getting in regards to a career opportunity, it's you're overthinking too much and you're harshly judging yourself, like, well, like, I know that my communication style is unique. I don't, or your whatever your creative endeavor is unique. Sorry about that. um, it's it's like understanding that this is your strength. This is something that I can make a decision on. And once I understand that, I'm going to let go and surrender and understand that my uniqueness is my own, and that I can do this and I can make a good decision to be able to have something tangible for myself within this earthly plane, right? So that is the message that I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new here, please go ahead and subscribe. I will be coming out with lots more videos. Any suggestions, you definitely can put in the comments below. If this resonates with you, you can definitely put that in the comments below as well. Or if you have a question in regards to the cards, you can do that. I can definitely post whatever cards I have. I have a whole collection of them. And if you feel called to another pile, you definitely can do that. Otherwise, I'll see you for the next reading. Bye.